There are few places on Earth as beautiful as this. Even fewer with a history like this. This land of Vikings and the midnight sun. Here, around this fjord, grew a tradition of designing and making extraordinary furniture. And out of that came the most comfortable seating in the world.
The comfort starts from inside. You can see how the steel tubes are bent. The steel tubes are made to fit your body and your backbone. The seat is bent to fit your legs. And the whole shape of the frame is actually designed for your best comfort.
Travel back 80 years and you'll find furniture makers all up and down this fjord. Second sons, the ones who would not inherit the family farm, began making furniture in the barns, mastering Scandinavian design and perfecting human comfort. And families mortgaged farms to help furniture businesses grow. And communities came together, with farming and fishing helping to maintain the local economy when furniture markets faltered. And year on year, they grew in strength, deepened their bonds, honed their expertise. And this fjord became an epicenter of creative furniture design and innovative engineering. Here is where art and science became one.
The core design philosophy for Ekornes is that all our product has to have the best comfort possible to make. But you also have to like what you see.
Here is where you find designers and engineers working together. People with an eye for detail, a mastery of ergonomics, and a feel for the leather. And the help of some very, very smart robots. All working to create the most comfortable seating in the world. This fjord is where it begins. Your home is where it belongs. Every material, every dimension, every angle and texture of Ekornes seating has been chosen with your comfort in mind. But the real difference in comfort comes from the fact that this is the smartest furniture in the world. With features that others can't even imagine, let alone design and build. Lumbar support may be the single most important factor in the comfort a seat provides. But for optimum comfort, in the full range of recliner positions, it must adapt to the body.
Because when you sit upright, you need good lumbar support. So when you recline and you slide down in the seat, the lumbar support reduces the pressure in your lumbar, and then you sink more into the chair and get a more comfortable sitting position.
Another exclusive feature of the Plus system is the headrest. Think for a moment about reclining while watching TV. While your body may tilt back and become more horizontal, you still want to look forward. That's why the headrest on a Stressless tilts forward as you recline, to maintain your eye line to the TV. Or for that matter, to a book or someone you're talking to. But if it's a nap you have in mind, a simple release lets the headrest fall back for optimum comfort. Of course, at the heart of every recliner is movement. That is, after all, what sets it apart from other chairs. The ultimate in comfort is not achieved with a lever that locks you into one or two preset positions. It happens with our patented glide system that adjusts to the weight of your body for effortless movement through the full range of positions. Movement side to side is just as smooth and easy, thanks to the 360-degree swivel system in the Stressless circular base. And the unique feature that you will never see, but will feel every day, is the Stressless Comfort Zone. This allows the body to sink more deeply into the chair, to sit in it rather than on it, to be enveloped in comfort. You may never know all of the innovative designs and patented technologies that go into Stressless products, but you will appreciate them every day. They're the result of decades of study and a heartfelt commitment to designing and building the most comfortable seating in the world. This will very quickly become your favorite piece of furniture. And it may be your favorite for decades. Perhaps you'd like a closer look at how it's made. Here, designers and engineers and seamstresses and steel benders all work together. So we do things a little differently than other furniture makers. We build bases from European beech and exceptionally hard wood, 32 layers of it. Paints and stains go on with perfect color consistency.
And you can see a small hole here and here. This is very small, but it's still a mistake, so we have to take out.
And it will never, ever warp. On that base sits a steel frame, assembled from one continuous rod through a unique cold bending process.
So if you bend it cold, it would hold its shapes more rigidly. It's a more rigid material to work with. So although it's a bit harder for us to work with, it ensures a better quality product.
With more springs and a lumbar support system unlike any other on Earth. Next, you might think foam is foam. You would be very, very wrong. The proprietary process, used only here in Sykkylven, Norway, ensures perfectly consistent size of the air pockets. That means greater comfort and, happily, longer lifespan. All of this engineering, science, and design can be covered in a wide range of fabrics or leathers. The process for leather is particularly fascinating. Coming from the world's finest tanneries in Italy and Brazil, it's carefully inspected and rigorously tested.
Then we have a flexometer test here which equals to see if the leather is tan, if it tears, and that goes 24,000 times backward and forward, and that takes quite some time.
Then inspect it again before cutting, and computers note every imperfection.
Perfect. Only perfect that I can have.
Then an ever-changing jigsaw puzzle of sections is cut out, making the most of every hide. Pieces are carefully sewn together. And then each section is assembled by hand.
And it's kind of handmade all through the way, nearly.
Before bringing it all together as the piece that will become your favorite place to sit in the whole world. From our fjord in Norway to your home. Here is where it begins. But while the vision of a new chair or sofa is a quantum leap of the imagination, in some ways, it's the smallest step in the journey. A journey guided by a design philosophy, a set of principles.
Our designers travel all over the world to all the different furniture fairs to look what is going on, what is the furniture business really doing. Then when they come back, they know what not to do, but then they also get inspired on what we can do to make the Stressless more trendy and make new designs that makes this evolution of Stressless a little bit more updated. So a new design will always be an inspiration of what we have seen globally, but it will always be unique and stand out from the rest. And it will have all the Stressless features, functions and comfort.
And decades of studying the human body and learning how to engineer absolute comfort. What's being designed is not just an object, it's an experience.
all the stressless recliners have the lumbar support, the headrest, the sleep function. Because this is what stressless comfort is about. It starts from inside. Then we have molded foam, firm molded foam with comfort zones. And just to explain how comfort zones works, you can look at this. You see these different holes in foam. That makes you sink deeper into the chair, and it makes the foam softer. So when we have added the comfort zones to make you sink deeper into the chair, and it curves more around you, that takes the comfort to a new level. We actually have a pattern panning. This is one feature that makes the Stressless unique.
At its core, unparalleled engineering, flawless construction, extraordinary materials, taking shape in a multitude of ways. From a design on a screen, to printing 3D models, to fully finished prototypes, a new line comes to life. And then, maybe, it will be one of the very few that are chosen for production. From that initial sketch or vision to the appearance of a new chair in your local store is a process that can take years. So when you see a brand new design with a bold new look, remember that the designer gave birth to that idea years ago. And that same designer is developing a new idea right now. The beginning of yet another journey that may someday end with a new chair or sofa that becomes the new favorite place to sit in your home. If you lived here, wouldn't you take care of the place? Here, with these cold crystal waters we've sailed for centuries, and the land we've farmed and hunted for generations. Here, the environment isn't a cause, it's life.
Nature has always been close to us, and everybody has a relation to the nature. And especially in this part of the country where you have all of these fjords and the mountains, and people are spending their weekends at the cottages or outside skiing or outside in the hiking in the mountains.
But for all its beauty, the earth here does not surrender its treasures easily, so one does not waste. Sustainability has always been part of how we live.
The wood chip that we generate from processing the wood that is made for the base of the Stressless, we collect and we take back into our production as a byproduct. We burn these wood chips in order to make energy to heat our factories.
Simple things, like using recyclable materials for packaging. Complicated things, like the closed-loop system that cleans steel without releasing toxins. Common sense things, like water-based paints and lacquers. Avoiding things, like chemicals in wood products. And making things that last.
We want to make products that people have for a long time. So instead of using all of the resources and the energy that you need to make a new couch for the consumer every 2 or 3 years, we want to have products that last for a long time.
It's not surprising that people who live here would want to take care of the earth. It is inspiring that so many people in so many places share that desire.